Hello and welcome to the pre-weekend kickoff. As you can see, this week I'm not alone. I actually brought my friend Matt on. Please say hi. Yes, to the listener. We always start the show with a listing of what day it is today. Obviously, it's Friday, the 14th of October. But in addition to that, it's Be Bald and Be Free today. It's National Chocolate Covered Insect Day. National Frump Day, which stands for National Frugal, Responsible, Unpretentious, and Mature Persons Day. National Lowercase Day, Vet Nurse Day, World Egg Day, World Standards Day, and National Dessert Day, which we actually celebrated by going to Stewart's. And can you tell us? I know I've had Stewart's ice cream for a long time, but what were your first impressions of Stewart's ice cream? You had it first for the first time ever.
It was delicious, very good. It did not disappoint.
Thank you. And what was your favorite? Well, what was the flavor that you got today?
I got a seasonal flavor, the pumpkin pie.
And you saw the menu board. What other flavors looked appealing or appetizing to you that you would...
A lot. Some with the peanut butter pandemonium that you said was your favorite. The campfire s'more, which they were out of, they had a lot. And what you tried, the
Phillies apple, which is kind of appropriate because in baseball right now, I don't know what the score is, but the Phillies are actually playing the Atlanta Braves, and we'll get more into that later. I don't know. You can turn on the TV and see what the score is, but just to probably to get to know you a little bit better for those who don't know who you are much. Actually, the Phillies are leading 1-6, and it's the top of the seventh. But you're a big New York sports fan, so what?
Yes.
So you can jump in. You don't have to ask. You don't have to wait till I ask a question. You can jump in at any time with anything that you have to say.
Oh yes. Speaking of baseball, I enjoy the New York Yankees, and I'm rooting for them to win the World Series this year.
What's the record, or what is?
The regular season they finished 99-63.
Oh wow. So just shy of 100.
Yes.
And they lost today. I know they lost today to the Cleveland Guardians,
yes,
formerly known as the Cleveland Indians. But then that means they tie the series 1-1, and then they go back to Cleveland.
Correct.
They played at Yankee Stadium today. They go back to Cleveland. When is it?
Tomorrow. And it's a weird time. They end on the 7s. So instead of 7:30 or 7:35, the game is at 7:37. It's an odd time.
Yes.
But tomorrow night, 7:37. And then last night, the game got rained out, so they played today at 1:07.
Yes.
So you see the pattern here.
Yes.
7s.
I'm surprised why they do that.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yes, it is. More about sports and baseball coming up in the later segment, but thank you. We're going to get back to the music now. We have a new song, relatively. It's John Legend, All I Want to Do, featuring Sweet. This is actually one that you recommended for me to play, and I thought it was a great song, so here it is for you all to enjoy. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about sports. The big Syracuse game tomorrow, and actually more stuff. We might actually do some live games. I usually do a show and tell where I show pictures that I've taken. So we're going to do that and more coming up in the rest of the hour. So stay tuned. So welcome back to the show. Matt and I are trying to uncover a mystery. Somebody by the name of MightyStarfish just tuned into the show. And they live in Michigan. So if you could help us out and tell us who you actually are, that would be big. That would be a big help. You can let us know in the chat. I know Matt's trying to sent out text messages to some of his friends to try to get them to tune into the show, and that would be great. But if we don't know who you actually are, it's hard for us to identify with with you, but that's okay.
Yes, Mighty Starfish is like we're living in Bikini Bottom in the SpongeBob episode.
Yes, that's a good point. Speaking of which, I know this is a little bit off the script here. I know we're big fans of Nickelodeon, so, and I know that we love shows on Teen Nick like Drake and Josh and iCarly and even Rugrats and SpongeBob. So when we hang out, and we do this all the time actually, we play these little games of trying to guess the line or trying to guess the character or whatnot. So I figured let's do one of those mini games right here during this segment. I'll go first, and then you can alternate, and then so we'll take turns being the host. I'm going to give you a line from a Nick show, and you have to identify which character said that. There's going to be a total of between maybe 3 and 4. So I'll start with the easy one. Brett's tuned in. Welcome, Brett.
Hello, Brett.
Thank you. Are you the same one from Mix 102.
Yes, that'd be Brett.
From Mix 102.
Yep.
Brett
Hall in the Flash.
Yes, I love that, and I love that station. You're just in time, and your sister Melissa has also tuned in, I believe.
Oh, I'm Melissa.
So you're just in time. We're about to play a Nick, Who on Nick Said This. I'm about to give Matt 3 or 4 famous lines from Nickelodeon shows, and you can also play along in the chat if you know any of those. So we're going to start off easy one. They're mostly going to be live action, some animated. But number 1, who said "Move it, football head"?
Helga G. Pataki.
2, who was
Arnold, short man.
Yes, that's correct. You're 1 for 1. Number 2, hug me, brother. Hug me, brother.
That could either be Josh Nichols or Drake Parker.
Yes, I was going for Josh.
Or technically both of them said it.
Yes. I'll give you another hint. Same show, different character. Cock-a-doodle-doo, the cow says moo.
That would be, I know he's played by Jerry Trainer. And, oh boy. And I know he works at the movie theater, and I gotta get his character. Oh boy. Hold on a second, I'll get it. Played by Jerry Trainer, works at the movie theater. Hold on a second.
5, 4, 3.
Crazy Steve.
Yes. Okay, that's your 3 for 3. Let's see if you can go 4 for 4 in this round. These are a little bit easy. I gotta get more. Okay, let's see. A baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do.
Tommy Pickles.
Yes. And here let's see if I can make the last one as hard and as hard as I possibly can. But it's kind of hard when you're on the spot like this and trying to think of something. Maybe something along the lines of something more recent. This is hard. Number 5. Actually, stay tuned. We're gonna save number 5 for when we come back from the break. No, wait a minute. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna delay it as I try to think of. Oh yes, I was gonna say something like "Up the Tube," but
Kid Danger.
Yes, that's correct. What's Kid Danger? Bonus question: what is Kid Danger's real name?
Henry Hart.
And what is he to another? What is his relationship with another character? So he's a sidekick to a superhero that goes by what name?
Captain Man.
Whose real name is
The actor?
the character's real.
Ray Manchester.
Yes, that's correct. So when we come back, you're going to ask me the same 5, and we're
the same.
No, different.
Oh.
A different set of 5.
Okay.
A different set of 5 questions, and you'll see if you can stump me, and let's see if you can stump me. Okay. And we're back. Let's do a refresh, just to see. We're trying to keep track of how many people are actually listening, so that we know who's engaged and who's not. So if you could just comment in the chat, please. just let us know that you're on and you're still listening, so that we know how many people are actually still on and how many people have left the show. Because yes, we have a counter up here at the upper left hand corner to see how many people are on, and in the chat it'll say, for example, the names of the listeners who tune in and out. But that can fluctuate, and that can actually fluctuate from time to time. So it looks like we have Patrick, we have Aunt Janet, and I think we might still have Brett on. And I don't know if Melissa has signed off. I'm suspecting that Melissa has signed off. So if my assumptions are correct, we have Aunt Janet, Patrick, and Brett on. So if you can just confirm that you're on, please let us know in the chat. Anybody else who's on who we didn't mention, please let me know in the chat so that we have an accurate number. I know that there's 3 people currently listening at this time, and Patrick and Aunt Janet are 2 of those listeners, and I have reason to suspect that Patrick is saying, "Let's go Heat." So that means the Miami Heat's playing.
Yeah, he's a big Heat fan.
Are they playing now, or when are they?
I honestly don't know.
Let's just check real quick. The Miami Heat. The Miami Heat. Well, they already played 2 games. They played 3 games actually, where they won. They won their first 3 games, so by scores of 109-80, 118-110, and 120-103.
Nice.
So they're 3-0.
Speaking of the Heat, my friend who's listening, Pat, he's a big Heat fan, and I was just watching ESPN this afternoon, the NBA show with Malika Andrews, and I found it amazing. Udonis Haslem is year 20 in the league, and he's still with the Heat. I find that fascinating. So,
year 20 in the league?
Yes, it's his 20th season. He's 42 years of age, and he's still playing. That's pretty old for the NBA.
Yes, it is. Speaking of the NBA, you should all know. If you don't, I'll tell it now. I actually have a team called the Syracuse Citrus Elite, made up of Syracuse alumni, including Carmelo Anthony. We also got Dion Waiters and Jeremy Grant, but also because of Matt's suggestion, I have Joel Embiid on the team, who is a big super contributor and does a lot for the team.
Yeah, he needed a center, considering Syracuse didn't really have a center in the NBA at the time, so he needed a center, so I suggested Joel Embiid.
Yes, and thank you for the suggestion, because he has been a game changer for most of the games. Even though we lost this season with a poor a 5-10 record, I still think that we played as well as we could. And hopefully when the new Syracuse recruits make the actual NBA, I'll be more than welcome to add them to my roster, because we're always looking for fresh blood as well. And we want to make sure that the new recruits, or the latest Orange alumni to come into the NBA, are welcomed back home.
Might be adding Cole Swider at some point.
Yes.
Because he's on the Lakers, and he might do well, so.
Too bad about the Boeheims are not, well, what's Buddy?
Buddy is technically a 2-way contract with the G League of the Pistons.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Jimmy looks like he'll be playing in Europe.
Oh, that's too. No, Tyler. Actually, we did have Tyler Lydon on the team, but because he's out of the actual NBA, he's not actually available to select. So, unfortunately, Tyler Lydon is no longer on the Syracuse Citrus Elite because he's out of the actual NBA. And actually, a lot of the other players that we had, for example, Rakeem Christmas and
Waiters.
He's on the team because he's on the actual NBA. And we also have Elijah Hughes and Oh yes, Jeremy Grant and O'Shea Brissett are also on the team as well. So I can actually show you. I don't know if I can go in to the Xbox.
And of course, Carmelo.
Oh yes, and we also have Michael Carter Williams.
Yes.
Good on Jimmy. Patrick says those European contracts are legit. So I don't really know much about European contracts versus. Oh, you'll play me someday. So do you actually have NBA? I have NBA 2K21 on Xbox. Do you have a copy of NBA 2K? Any version? Whether it's from the last 5 years or the last 2 years? Well, if you do, please let me know and I'll try to find you, or you can find me. I'd love to have some actual human competition. I've been playing against the AI or against the computer my entire time. And I've actually been streaming my games on YouTube or Facebook actually every time I play. But it would be good to actually have some human competition. And with that, as promised, we're going to go back into the Nickelodeon game type of sphere. So do you have 5 questions ready, or do you have at least 3 questions ready for me?
I have 5 different questions ready.
Okay, shoot. Whenever you're ready, you can start. And again, the key is...
They can be animated or live, right?
Yes, and you're going to give me... no, actually, you can... Let's play Nickelodeon Family... Let's play Nickelodeon Family Tree. So you're going to name off a character, and I have to guess who that character is. So you could say, for example, character X, brother of Y, or something like that. And I'm gonna have to try to figure out who's related to that character name. So
give me an example.
So for example, maybe this is for example, from Hey Arnold, Olga, older sister of.
Oh, okay. Helga.
Yes, that would be correct.
Oh, okay. So I'm doing something a little more complicated for you. Okay. Oh, all right. So we're doing like fill in the blanks.
Yes.
Okay. So I could do like father of Doug Funny.
Yes, that would be Phil. That's his name.
Yes. Okay, that's one. Brother of Clarissa Darling.
Ferguson, actually.
Yes. Could we do the same show?
Yes.
Best friend of Clarissa.
Sam. Yes.
That's 3.
Yes.
Let's see. Last name of Harold on Hey Arnold.
Oh, that's a good one. That's Berman. That is correct. I'm 4 for 4 already. How about that?
Name of the ice cream man on Hey Arnold.
The Jolly Ollie Man. We cannot stump each other. Meg has just... Doug Funny's dog's name is Pork Chop. That is correct. Welcome, Meg. Meg has just tuned in, and we know her best as the wife of Paul. We've gone to many a game.
And our friend, too.
Yes, we've gone to many a game together. We were at the Syracuse Mets earlier this summer, and then a few years ago we went to the Syracuse Crunch game.
Yes.
Together.
We'll have to do a Crunch game this year.
Yes, didn't they just start?
The 4 of us. Yes, I mean we have plenty of time, but I think they started tonight. Because remember we saw the party sign last night.
Yes.
At the mall.
What's your take on the Crunch?
I think it's great that they signed the extension to remain with the Lightning. They're a great organization.
Yes.
I think they have great talent, and they should do well this year.
Yes,
as long as they stay healthy, of course.
Yes, and they're the affiliate of the Tampa Bay. Wouldn't you love to see the Lightning and the Crunch do consecutive playoff appearances?
That'd be fantastic, but I'm a Crunch fan, but my professional team's the Rangers. So even though I'm a Crunch fan, I root for the Rangers in the National Hockey League.
Well, that's nice.
But it is nice to see the crunch players that I see at the warm, or now the
Upstate Medical.
Yeah, Upstate Medical University Arena. It's nice in Syracuse, the players I watch.
Yes.
It's nice to see them get to the next level.
Exactly. That can go for any sport, though.
Yes.
Former Syracuse Orange players in the
Syracuse
NFL.
Mets players, AAA players in Syracuse, yes.
Unfortunately, the Mets lost, so...
Yeah, going to that really quick, they had a really big lead in the division, and the Braves caught them, and then we all know that the Padres ended up beating them in the wild card 2-1, but they should have won the division. There's really no excuse for that.
Yes.
They lost the lead to the Braves, no excuse.
Patrick is saying before the Lightning won the Cup 2 years in a row, resigning with Tampa was so clutch. Well, it was.
Yeah, 5 years no less. It was great.
Yes, and your team is the Yankees, and we explained that earlier. I'm actually a fan of the Red Sox, but they didn't get in. But I'm rooting for the Yankees alongside Matt because we're best friends.
Yes. And we support each other, which is nice.
Yes. And we are back for the final segment of the night. Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you for Thank you to the listeners. We had many new listeners who've never tuned into the show before. Most of them are Matt's friends, including Meg, Paul, Sister Melissa, Brett, Patrick, who we identified as MightyStarfish.
Makes sense.
Yes.
With the character Patrick and all.
Yes, thank you very much. We have a big day tomorrow for Syracuse football. But before we do, I just want to quickly say one thing. I'm very grateful to have a friend like Matt. We met back in 2007, first day of college at OCC, and we've gone through a lot of ups and downs together. Mostly ups, but some downs. And we support each other through thick and thin. Even when things get tough, I know that, for example, I was going out. One example is when I was going to leave work later than expected on Tuesday, and Matt wanted to see this movie that he was really excited to see. Lyle Crocodile playing at the movie tavern, but we were unfortunately, I didn't realize because they said that I'd be done in 3.5 hours, but obviously it went closer to 8 hours. But you were very understanding, and we were able to make it work. We didn't see the movie, but we were able to still hang out with each other.
Yes.
So I'm very grateful that I have a friend like Matt. You're very grateful that you have a friend like me, and we have similar interests. And speaking of similar interests, we are both fans of the Orange, and I know tomorrow we have a big game in the Dome. We have the first time that two ranked teams have played each other in the Dome since the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yes, I think it's 2001, I think is the exact date. 15th ranked NC State, 18th ranked Syracuse. As they say, let's pack the Dome.
Yes.
Game's on at 3:30, ACC Network.
Let's hope they win. Now, keep in mind, if they win this game, not only are they going to be 6-0, but they're also going to be eligible to play in a bowl game.
They're going to move up in the rankings. They're going to be better than 18, which is unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. And that's just in the spirit. So with that spirit, I figured it's close enough that we end with the famous "Let's Go Orange" chant. So if you're ready, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Let's go Orange. Let's go Orange. Okay, thank you very much for that. We'll be back same time next week.